They took to the streets in protest.
No justice, no peace.
Hundreds of thousands of Kenyans angry at a controversial finance bill which sought to raise taxes. It was not just the Kenyan government under fire. The International Monetary Fund and the World Bank too.
I'm pretty sure the finance bill wasn't proposed by Ruto. It was proposed by the IMF.
Between 2013 and 2020, Kenya built thousands of kilometers of roads, expanded its rail network, ports and airports. It was known as the era of mega infrastructure projects. But in 2023, the bubble burst.
We are in a very difficult financial position.
Kenya's President William Ruto says the projects were financed by loans.
We were doing it on debt.
To service the country's debt burden, which currently stands at about $80 billion, in 2021, Nairobi turned to the IMF for a $3.6 billion loan for budgetary support. It was followed by a $1.2 billion loan from the World Bank in 2024. The loans came attached with conditions to ease the country's debt burden, with debt repayments eating up nearly half of the national budget. To meet those conditions, in 2023, the government increased taxes and introduced new ones as part of its fiscal pledge. But this year, proposed new taxes in the finance bill brought young Kenyans to the streets, part of their anger directed at the IMF.
From this very motivated and young group of Kenyans saying that, these IMF conditionalities are wrong, they are inhumane, they threaten the sovereignty of Kenya, and it seems that these additional loans are actually just being taken up to subsidize the corruption which is already entrenched within the system.
A week into the protests, President Ruto bowed to public pressure and withdrew the bill, promising to restructure government expenditure, but it's done little to quell the anger.
There's a lot of IMF officials in the Kenyan Treasury. Who's really drafting these economic measures? If the members of the specific committees in Parliament involved cannot explain this bill.
The IMF insists it will not back down on their conditions and that the onus is on the government to cut down on extravagance and instill fiscal discipline. That leaves Kenya at a crossroads and a tough tenure ahead for President Ruto. Robert Nagila, CGTN, Nairobi, Kenya.